Hey, looks like we're going to be live again. Good times, crazy times. All right, so last time I was with you, my bandsaw decided to not cut very well. So I'm going to try to sharpen the blade. So got it unplugged and see what we can do here about getting it going. I need to make sure I plug that in so don't lose too much power. And all right, so there's what I was working on. Might be able to see the cut here. Only got to right there, so less than a third of the way, maybe a quarter of the way. Ooh. Move this out of the way, and I'm gonna take my makeshift fence off. And a little easier if I'm pulling it instead of, there we go. All right, and I'll just set this over here, out of the way. Hey, Pappy and Amy Jo, and thanks for being here. You done broke it now? Not quite. It's still functioning mostly. My tracking camera I might have broken. All right, let's put those supports over here, and all right, I'm gonna close that. Take a drink. It's not too terribly hot out here, but got to get in my unsponsored plug for sparkling ice. All right, so let's focus in on the blade, which is a little too dull. Looks like that might be the weld right there. Maybe not. But I'm going to mark it either way. Right. And I'm just going to make that my starting point. So I've got a little rotary tool here that's not that great, but we'll see if we can't get this to work to sharpen things up. So see if that gives me enough length. Just about, but you know what, let me make it a little easier. I'm gonna back that up. Let's move the bandsaw. so that I'm in easier reach, and also make it so that maybe tracking camera can see what we're doing too. Let's see. That make it better, worse? And let's see, how's that? How's that view? Is that good? Hey, Calvin, Old Path. We got, am I missing anybody? Happy. Thanks for being here, everybody. Let's see if this works how I want it to. Probably not. I'm going to put on some eyewear, protect myself here. And all right. So each of my blades, or each of my blade teeth, are pointing one direction or the other. So I'm going to try to track that, and we'll just touch up the blade a little bit, and maybe I do it poorly, maybe I do it well. Probably won't do it well, but we'll see if we can't get this blade functional at least. No, that was the wrong direction. Anyone who's done this before, am I doing this right or even close to right? What do you guys think so far? Let's see. Good. Thanks, Amy Joe. Hey, Trevor. Thanks for being here. Dan, which should by Dan. Thanks. Anyone done this before? Know if I'm doing this right or wrong? I figure I haven't gone far enough to yet to have come back to where I started, but I wasn't really paying attention for the first part. So if you see the marking where I started, let me know. Let's see. Dan and Trevor, how's everyone doing today? What projects have you gotten done? Miss Heather in the house, thanks for being here. Showing love is the way, thanks for being here. Nini Pops, thank you. Appreciate you all being here. All right, let's keep going. Presuming that we're maybe doing this the right way, and if we're not, oh well. You know, the blade was pretty dull. I'm probably not making it any worse than it would have been. Hopefully I'm making it better. We'll see. I think that is where I started. So let's see if that helped anything. Let's rebuild. Rebuild the expanded table here. Oh, guess I didn't lock that down how I should have. It'll be all right. Okay. All right. There we go. And get that in place. Get the replacement impact driver because of the one that I lost. All right. And in feed top. And these are just supported by the base. In feed, out feed top. Okay. And I think that might be, yeah, there we go. That should work. All right. So let's just try cutting this thing again and see. Oh, I need my makeshift fence. And I think I just had it all the way to the edge of the table here. Oh, come on now. The edge of the table, but not over the edge. There we go. All right. And this bad guy back over. All right. Let's see if that does what it's supposed to. I'm going to need some hearing protection. And plug this guy in. Let's see. Why is the tracking camera all the way up there? Hey now. Hey, that's better. Well, you guys probably prefer that it point at the ceiling. Let's see. One love, brother. Nice to see you here, man. Yep. How do you correct angle of attack? Good question. I'm not sure. To follow my family and support them. Never seen someone sharpen advanced. Don't be so excited, Dan. I don't know if I did it right. Yeah, we're about to see. We'll test it, see if it cuts any better than it did before I took my rotary tool to it. So it might be a lot worse than it was before. Who knows? But point this up a little bit higher and a little bit closer. And let's see how that does. And I think my lead guard is about as low as it can go safely. So turn on the shop vac, turn on, oh, and by the way, can you guys tell me how is the audio quality? On my last long form video that I made, as I was editing it, I pulled the source videos from a live stream and was very disappointed that the audio quality was not that great. I'm using the other lav mic. So normally I've been using this guy. This one got dropped or something. I won't blame my daughter, but she was the one using it when it broke. So the little clip that holds it on broke off. And so I just made a new one out of a little piece of scrap wood. So hopefully this is working better than what it has been doing. But kind of grainy. Darn it. All right, so your question is, get a chance. My question is about his angle and how important exactitude is. That is a great question, Calvin. I don't know yet. I watched a few videos of other people sharpening, and it was all over the place as to what they were doing, what part of the tooth they were even sharpening. So I'm just gonna touch it up a little bit and see if that does anything good. I don't have high expectations here, so maybe lower your expectations is what I guess I'm saying. But yeah, it should be the exact same angle. Just buy a bunch of bandsaw blades. Yeah, I actually do have a couple on order that should be better for this type of activity, which is what I'll mainly be using this bandsaw for. But I figured I might as well try, might as well try repairing this blade. But job for new jig, yeah, not a bad idea. They snap before they get dull. Yeah, that's an issue. So let's see how well this works. All right. My wife has just entered the shop with a very concerned look on her face.
What are
Here.
you doing out here?
Here, let's let the people see. She has just come from the hair salon, and she looks beautiful.
Oh, so sweet. What are we making out here?
Problems?
Looks like you're debarking the wood.
No. That's not the intent anyway. That is not the intent.
Skinning the log? I don't know, you're skinning it.
I'm trying to cut it.
Ah, yes, that's what. You were cutting it on your new extra table.
My new extra table, yes.
Table that's extra. Extra.
Let's see. There's a sharpening method, but the machine costs just under $1,000. Yeah, I think I'll skip that, Dan.
Wait, how much?
Just under $1,000, he says, for a sharpening method, but the machine costs just under $1,000.
That's how much my hair cost. I'm kidding. No. No.
You know, I've seen bills from the salon before, and that doesn't really seem that far off.
Well, today I took your daughter for her 17th birthday.
I know.
Up, and I figured while we were there, I might as well resurrect this mess.
While you were there, you might as well, right? Of course.
No, I scheduled it.
Heather B says your hair looks great.
Thank you, Heather.
And let's see. She's a little scared. A hunk of a log. Let's see. Okay. It looks great. When it came from the green room. Yeah, happy 17th birthday to our daughter.
Yes.
And
in the house already.
So happy to see Mrs. Pelado. She has more hair than Mr. Pelado. Just barely.
Yeah.
Just barely. I mean, here, let's
compare.
Yeah.
I got a little more up front. You're not even wearing the shirt I bought you for Father's Day. Remember what it said?
The sarcasm one?
The one that says
with a body like this, who needs hair?
Yeah, with a body like this.
I have worn that one on camera, just not today.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna run in the house and get dinner going.
You don't want to hang out with me out here?
Since we have our son that's moved back from college, and our 17-year-old, and our 18-year-old that lives somewhere else but frequents, I am back cooking for 3 kids again.
Oh,
crazy. So I'm gonna go in and cook.
But not for any husbands.
I suppose. I will make some dinner for you too.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Well, there goes that.
All right, I'm gonna get off your life.
All right, thanks for the cameo.
Yes, I'm sure it was very educational. All right, continue.
Whoa, careful! There are logs on the ground.
A little bit of a hazardous environment. Like, look at this organization system.
What system?
That's the nicest term I can say. This is a mess.
Thank you.
And we're harping on Chad about his bedroom. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. It gives me a headache.
This is a work in process.
A work in process. All right. So, like, what are you doing? Just cutting?
Yeah.
Just into
cutting it. Yeah, that's the idea. So basically, I'm taking these logs and turning them into that.
Into dehydrated chunks of wood.
So this is the homemade kiln. So I've got these planked into 8/4 segments. So they're basically 2 inches thick. And then got the dehydrator in there, removing the moisture. So those started out with 50-some% moisture. Last I checked, the most recent ones were down to 30-something.
How do you tell how much moisture is in the wood?
With the moisture meter.
It sticks in the wood like a thermometer or something?
That one's at 34.8%.
And then how much did this box cost?
So, what were you saying about making dinner?
No, how much did this box cost? That's just making it hotter than hell out here.
The dehydrator?
Yeah.
Or dehumidifier?
How much did... Friends, please type in the chat how much dehydrators cost.
Dehumidifier.
Dehumidifiers.
They range.
What is the range?
Yeah, let me see what they're saying.
No.
Not. They say not very much. They say not very much at all, Mrs. Pelado. Don't worry about it. Go and have some fun making the dinner.
Heather, help me out here. She's the one that complimented on the hair.
Yes. Let's see. She's calling OSHA because of how dangerous it is out here.
Yeah.
With back hair like mine, who needs a vest?
She's asking Calvin. Too many questions, Pelado. Calvin. I will remember that name.
Give him a head start. Fact checking the chat. Not much. See? Dan says not much. What if she finds out what you do when you say you're running errands?
Yeah.
Heard they're real cheap, often on sale. Exactly, Heather. Real cheap, often on sale.
Are we over $500?
No, not even close. It's under 100.
No, it's not.
Probably under 100.
It's probably, if it's under $500.
It's definitely under 500. That one might have been just over 100, but I think it was like 90-ish.
Okay. You had me thinking it was like near $1,000.
No, it didn't cost as much as your hairdo.
I don't know how much my hair costs. I don't bring receipts home. On purpose.
I have access to credit cards.
And you'll have to remember, this time,
it was two
of us, not
it was
one.
Two. Right, I know.
And I can't be a cheapskate and not give the hairstylist a tip.
Yes, the tip is find different clients.
No. No. So I give her a tip too.
That's very sweet.
A nice person.
I suppose.
All right, I'm gonna make dinner because it's super hot out here. I do not know how you hang out here for hours and hours. So, all righty.
I have to have the sparkling ice.
That's it. All right. Later.
All right. Love you, sweetheart. Do you know what's for dinner?
I don't know what's for dinner.
Okay. Sweet. All right. Let's see. Bandsaws, Pelado, quick hide them. I think she's aware of the bandsaws. But let's see. He's known for big spending, right? The splurger splurges on tools, but he promised to replace the college fund. He puts IOUs in there for it all. That was close. Yes, it was. So close. Every penny is accounted for. All right. So, gonna need to rehydrate now. So the blade was doing better at first, but then it started not doing as well. I tried backing it up a little. Oh, you know what? I think it might be pinching. So let me find something to use as a wedge. Let's see here. Might be able to use that. So I'm just going to try wedging that in and opening it up a little. I think that's part of the problem, but I think what might be another part is what made it so that I'm not using the other blade. And I think I need to make a much bigger mallet. All right. So I started with a different blade on this log. Yes, on this log. And I separated this log from here, and using the other blade that is hanging out over here, it became very, very dull because I found that there was a nail right here. So I'm trying to avoid the nail that I found, but maybe I hit another nail. So that's a possibility. And if I did, then that could have dulled this blade really quickly too. So I'm going to try cutting through and see if I can get it going here. Remember the wedge. Yep. If you plan to mill more lumber, yeah, metal detector. That's not a bad idea. All the mallet giveaway exchanges. That's the first mallet I've seen used in a YouTube video in a long time. Yeah, and it's, I mean, this is not much of a mallet. So I actually used cedar for the vast majority of it. So very lightweight. And the ends of it, the striking faces are just some oak that I grabbed from some old oak hardwood floorboards. So we've got, you know, a nice hardwood striking surface, and then the rest is just really lightweight cedar. So, okay, but yeah, I should get a metal detector. But all right, let's see if I can get through this or not. I don't see any nails here. So that was definitely not a flat cut. It's not able to follow the fence very well. So a pretty big gap there opened up. And you can kind of probably see how that was not very straight at all. So I don't see any metal. Definitely looks like some burning though, which makes sense based on how much it was struggling getting through there. But it seemed like at first it was doing okay. I mean, right here is where it cut to before, and it seemed like for the next maybe quarter or third, it did all right, and then it didn't. So just keep the wedge handy with the mallet. All right. Theater joke that won't sit well in chat. Let's see. She fussed the whole way, but she made it. Yeah. Yeah. Not, like I said, not nearly as flat as I wanted it to be. So if I were to keep going with that, it would be not great. So I'll keep going with that. Let's see here. How do I want to proceed here? Let me take this off of the jig and see what we can do. All right. So right here is where I marked for the nail, which is right there, I think. I don't know how deep that goes, but I know I don't want to try cutting through it again. So let's do this. I'm going to just use what I've got here. And let me vacuum up some of this mess. It's not just on the ground. Oh, all right. I'm going to try and get this to be about 2 inches wide. About there. All right. And same over here. That's close enough. All right. So that's not great. Should I even try? Yeah, I don't like that. You know what? I think I'm gonna just. Hey, Calvin, thank you. Like the bandsaw mini mill action. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate the super chats and the memberships, all the stuff. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Calvin. Here, I'll even pretend to be Calvin for a second here. Not nearly as good, but you know, discount Calvin, I guess. Yeah, the drums. Let's see, what else am I missed here? You think waxing the blade will help any? Maybe. Um, this may be one reason why bandsaw mills cut parallel with the ground, I think. I got to read about it. It definitely looks like something stupid. Thanks, not your average woodworks. Appreciate it. How am I doing? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Thanks for asking. Although this is not going as well as I'd wanted. So, uh-oh. Hey, sweetheart.
An impact driver right here?
An impact driver? No.
What was I hearing?
You were hearing this. I was just celebrating because Calvin sent me a super chat.
That's what I heard?
Yeah. See, Calvin sent $4.99.
Thanks, Calvin.
Did you hear that?
Oh, I said, thanks, Calvin.
Again?
No, I hear that enough from our son. In high school, he was playing the drums, and so he would go around the house tapping the same rhythm over and over and over. The whole family has it memorized. It's great. Now he's back living at home.
We should get him some drumsticks.
Yeah, no.
All right.
We should get him an apartment.
Someone went to Costco? Who could that have been? Let's see.
All right.
Cut my soap with my saw until it lubricates it as well. Okay. Love it. Interesting idea. I mean, it's not going to hurt. So let me get out some paste wax here. It is unplugged. So, oh, I might need a screwdriver or something to pop it open. And I'm not that sure that my blade is really all that sharp because I don't know that what I did was really all that beneficial. So try waxing the blade. And no, that's not a euphemism. We're just actually waxing the blade. I don't know that the waxing will keep for very long going through this wet wood, but you know, doesn't hurt to try it. So usually what I do when I'm waxing surfaces like this is I'll put on the wax and then wait 10 minutes or so and then kind of buff it off, polish it off. I guess I didn't really pay attention to where I started with the wax. So I'll just pay attention to my next, well, I don't know if it'll even show where I marked it with the marker before, because maybe it's already worn off, making the cuts that I've made so far. Oh, try not to get the cloth caught in the blade. All right, that feels like I've gotten it all the way around. So we'll let that dry for a bit. And let me move this out of the way. And I feel like it could use some adjustments here. Where is it? You guys hear that? Where is it rubbing? All right, well, it must have been rubbing somewhere on that. Because when I moved it, it is not making that sound anymore. Not making that sound. Oh, I think I see what's going on. Okay. All right. So right here, this guy, if I put him up too high, he's rubbing against the side of the wheel there. So no contact. Lots of contact. No contact. So I think I might need to just kind of bend this out a bit so that it's not rubbing against the blade there. The other thing I could do is just kind of lop off a little bit of this guy. Um, hmm. Oops. That went further down than I intended. All right. All right. And get my little Allen wrench and get more leverage. All right. So I just need to bend this guy out or lop some of it off. Yeah, you can see it's been very naughty there. So what do you guys think? Lop some of it off, try to bend it. What do you think is the best option? You be the judge. What do you think? All right. Loving these drum rolls. Soap works, but the wrong one can rust the blade. Not sure what the ingredient is that does that. Okay. I knew what soap it was. This is water or salt content. Could be the salt. Might be corrosive, yeah. Some use it for the scrubbies. Use my homemade soap. Nice. Calvin makes everything homemade. Looking, but I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay. Um, let me try just bending it. Get the Moxon vise. And we'll add to it the metal vise on a 2x3. That looks like I need to be just a bit further out. There we go. All right. And all right. So this is the part that I want to bend out. So let me see. I just well, let's see if that works. All right. Come back over here. And this guy on. All right. And let's see, when I raise him up here, all the way. I'm still hearing a little bit of contact, but is that on the back side? Maybe? Let's see. Well, still hearing whatever I was hearing, but it's not happening back there. I think that might actually work. Might make it a little harder to keep this guy over the top of him, but not really that worried about that either. Anyway, so I think that kind of frees up the full resaw capacity. Is now just over 12 inches. You guys see that? All right. All right, so do you think that adjustment took long enough for us to start polishing off the wax? Let's see. Hey, tracking camera. um, let's see. What is the part exactly? I'm not sure what it's called. Um, let's see. Send Dan some, but it won't be there forever apparently. Vice on Vice action. Vice. Dan, by the way, that leather in your package is about big enough for you to use it as a lathe knife sheath. Cool. All right. Feeling like a fly or something was just on my back. Big piece of leather. So grateful. Not super big, just large enough for the business end, not the entire knife. Sweet. All right. So let me see if we can't buff off the wax. So I'm just trying to kind of slowly work the blade and in addition to kind of going up and down, I'm also kind of grabbing it up here and pulling it down so that I can get the next bit of blade. Now I keep feeling like there's a fly in here, whether there is or isn't. Which makes me want to get my electrified fly swatter out. All right. I don't think I like this waxing the blade thing. I am not a patient man. And the way this is, oh, there's the fly right there. There is a fly, and there is a fly swatter. But can I get the fly with the fly swatter? Where did it go? Come back here, fly. There it is. Oh, it's too slow. Where'd the fly go? Where'd the fly go? There's an electrification button on here, right here. When you push it, it electrifies. And I grabbed it, and I was thinking it was up here. I pushed up there, and the fly got away. But now I know. Now I'm ready for the fly. Oh, man, it just landed on my hand. He's landing on me. I think he knows what's coming. He's trying to land on me to prevent getting smacked. Oh. Where are you at? Where are you at? Where'd he go, everybody? Always wanted to hit someone with one of those. Yeah. Please do not take the fly shatter and say catch the next time this fly comes. I won't say anything about this motion. Very sweet of you, Miss Heather. That the nice thing about this fly is that it's giving me a little bit of a break from that motion. Where is the fly? Where did it go? Ah. There it is. Oh. I'm not sorry. All right. Much better. All right. All right, we'll get back to Heather's favorite motion over here. Hey, Radar, thanks for being here. I have, it's exactly how funny you think it is. Brakes are nice, yep. Thanks for being here, Radar, appreciate it. Not sorry, yep. Showing love, thanks for being here. All right, let's, come on. Yeah, I don't think I want to do this going forward. In addition to giving me a little break, the fly may have also allowed a little bit more time for that wax to harden, make it a little easier for me to buff it out. Come on. I'm sure this is riveting viewing for all of you. But I think this is going to be the first and last time that I wax a bandsaw blade. Unless it proves to be very effective. I think I might be getting around to where I started. It feels like it's getting a lot easier. Yep, I think that's good. All right. So now I think I'm going to try something a little easier than the log that we have been working on. Change gears on that a little bit. Waxing up the blade. You know it, Perry. You know it. Hello, Dan. A lot of patience there. Yeah, I'm not a patient man. My Roby bench bandsaw seems to be for me. It helps. Okay, on your bandsaw, pull the paraffin block up to the blade while it's running. Okay, guess that's one way to do it. Keeps the blade from rusting too. That's a good idea. That's true. It's good points. You're making good points here. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Those are some good points. But also, I need another swig of my beverage. All right, let's go on a field trip and see if we can find a different log that is not so that. All right, here we go. You can see our weed patch, or I mean our garden, and over there, got some corn and some squash in there somewhere. But all right, so here's the pear wood selection. And then when I finish up with the pear wood, we've got some sycamore to do as well. But I think I'm going to gravitate towards one of these small ones over here, smaller ones over here. So let's go with this guy. Making our way back into the shop. Making our way into the shop. All right. And that guy closed up. And let's employ a jig. Everyone loves jigs, right? And let me close the door here before I let more flies in. All right. So where'd I put the jig? Over here. All right. So I see one screw in there. I think I'll need to get another. All right. So here's my jig. Let's see if that's going to work or if I need to, I think I need to drill a higher hole there. That might work. Although, I think over on this opposite side might give me better access. Yeah, that's better. But I need to cut that off. So I will employ the multi-tool for that. There we go. All right, that should work. Let's try that. Get my impact driver. All right. And we find another screw. On the floor. And that seems to work. This guy. All right. Figure out where the fence needs to be. See. Right about there should be good. Yeah, that should work. Lock that in there. Check my distance here. About 1 3/8 from the edge. Okay. All right. Let's see if this blade is going to work or not. This cut should be a lot easier. Adjust the blade guard. Yeah, this isn't nearly as thick. So if the blade is going to cut it all, it should be able to make this cut. So let's see. Okay. Forgot you have no patience, right? I think you need something at 45-degree angle to keep it from rolling. That should work. Didn't realize you were using screws. Oh yeah. Don't try this at home, kids. Yeah. So let's try it. But before we try it, let's plug it in. All right. That worked okay. I didn't keep it quite as straight as I wanted to, but it's not quite as flat as I like, but it'll be okay. All right, so now I'm going to take the jig off and then flip the wood. So now I'll go like this. And that's not going to work. But is it because I had it? Nope. Let me do this. All right, so I can definitely connect it here. So that should work. And my screw doesn't want to come out. So might have to bang out the screw, if you know what I mean. There we go. All right. Let's see if we can get it over here. All right. And how about over here? Looks secure to me. Let me vacuum up some of this. All right. And I need to set the fence. I don't need to set it very far over. That might be enough. right. All right. There we go. All right, I think we're ready. All right. Get rid of that. Okay. Now, I'm going to remove the jig entirely. And we'll move the fence to just about 2 inches. All right. And let's see, which way do I want? Let's go this way. What do you guys think? That seems like a pretty nice cut. Had to slow it down and even stop and slightly back up a couple times, but overall not too terrible. So that is a board for the homemade kiln. And before we start it drying, let's see what its moisture content is. 52%, 53. All right. Let's get the next one. See, this is how it's supposed to go. The nail in that other one really messed things up. All right, let me check in on chat. It's been a while here. Okay. Step one, it's working. Good evening, Pelado. Thank you, Kevin Ellis. Thanks for being here. How did I fix it? That is a great question. I don't know that I really fixed it, but primarily with this. I just touched up each of the teeth on the bandsaw. Just went in and, at first I was trying to do a little bit of a side to side, as, since they're, kind of angled teeth. So I was trying to follow that angle. And after a while I was just like, I don't care. And was just going straight on all of them. And just a split second on each tooth. So it's definitely better. It's not perfect, but it's definitely better than it was the other night. Let's see, pear. Yeah, it's still the pear wood. And let's see. Oh, good night, brother. Oh, wait, is Dan leaving us, or was he saying goodbye to someone else? Whoever's going, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Later, Pearwood. Yep, Pearwood. Tried the voice text. It'll get you every time. Yep, sure will. And how are you? Getting by? Still healing? Well, we wish you a quick recovery, Kevin. Michael Wayne, thanks for being here. Let's see. Smooth, yeah. When are you changing motors? Good question. I was just thinking about that as I was pushing this one through. I was like, yeah, I should change that. And let's see. Metal on blade is not good. Yeah, agreed. How big are the teeth on the blade? The teeth on this blade are not particularly big. They are, let me see if I can, yay big. And this is a 4 TPI blade, so four teeth per inch. So for those of you who were watching the other night, it's the second blade that I had on the other night. The first blade that I had on, and this one is it's a 3/8 inch wide blade, 4 TPI. This is what I had on first. It's a 3/4 inch blade, and it's 3 TPI. So the blades on this one are a lot bigger. After that live the other night, I was doing some Gemini activity, and trying to think, okay, I might need to order some blades. What's the best blades to order? And Gemini was telling me that because I've got my riser block in here, well, a couple of things. Number one, the 14-inch bandsaw, the 14-inch bandsaw is rated to have a blade as wide as 3/4 inch, but it doesn't tension that well because it puts a lot of pressure on the assembly. And then when you add in the 6-inch riser block, that makes it even harder for the bandsaw to keep it tensioned properly. And so it was recommending against a 3/4 inch blade. It said really the widest I should go on this setup is a 1/2 inch blade, which is part of why I haven't been sharpening that one to use instead of this one. And so I've ordered a couple of so I've ordered a couple of 1/2 inch blades that have 2 teeth per inch. So that should help, clear as much sawdust as possible on these. And it's an alternate set, so it should be clearing, that wet sawdust a lot easier than other stuff. So anyway, that's the setup right now. But yeah, I just decided I might as well try to sharpen this guy, and seems to be working okay. Dan's Homestead, hey, thanks for being here. Mike, how's your mom doing? She's very well, 93 and still stubborn. Doing great. Should get to come home tomorrow. So many mics in the chat. Everyone's telling us about their mothers. All right. Let's go for our next slab here. Dang it. Because it was struggling a little bit there toward the end, I let off a little bit and actually let it come off of the fence too much. I mean, any amount is too much, but so I got a little wonky here at the end and not as flat. Frustrating, but still take it. And we'll rack it up here. And let's see. Yeah, we'll try that. All right. That's a little bit easier cut. I guess I could have brought the blade guard down. Didn't think about that, but it's much higher than it needed to be on that cut. All right. And get a couple of stickers here. You see how those aren't level? I've got, I think this guy that I cut a little wider than I should have. So I think I'll actually not worry about it at the moment, actually. All right, so let's get another. I think I've got energy for at least one more. And we'll just try the other relatively small one here. All right. Probably be better for me to wait on this and the other ones until I've got the other blade. But so ambitious. All right. Let's see. What's going to be my best approach here? Let's try that. I'm going to have to attach this relatively high. No, that did not actually go into anything there. So, drill a new hole. And where's the screw that I just set down there? Didn't I just have a screw there? Oh, I haven't taken it out over here. No, it's this one right here, idiot. It's still warm. There we go. All right, that should work. Maybe going home in a week or 10 days. Nice. An entirely new experience. Okay. So let's see. right about there. Let me raise up the blade guard because I'm going to need it higher anyway. And all right, let's go with that. About 3/4 of an inch. All right. And my blade guard needs to be higher still. And I'm curious how well this will do, because this is a lot of wood to be cutting on this blade. So, and only 3/4 horsepower to do it with. Okay, let's try it.